All right, I am here with Stephen Villines. We're rocking out a podcast today. We're going to be talking a little bit about just some of the baseball side of things. Steve pitches in the Mets organization. I'll let you talk a little bit further about that, Steve. But really wanted to touch base with you and just chat, really. Get some good quality content out for our kids and for our followers out there. I don't want it to be super crazy, like regimented. I'd rather just have a conversation, hopefully get into some cool stories, and then just learn about you more on a personal level, and then hope to continue this dialogue in the future. So, Steve and I go way back. His brother and I are really good friends, actually roommates. And Steve and I went to high school together. And played back then. Back then, Steve was a lot different pitcher than he was now, in a million different ways. Honestly, just pretty much a stock righty when I played with and against Steve, and he has since morphed into something bigger, better, and hopefully something huge in the future here. But Steve, take it away, man.
Hey, Devin, what's going on, man? You can hear me good?
Yeah. Audio's good.
Awesome. So as you kind of touched on, we go way back. So feel free to dive in deep. A little heart to heart here. Thanks for having me on. Shout out to Ben, even though he can't be on this one. As you said, I was kind of just a random stock righty, got a couple innings here and there. I think what saved me was I'm a little three quarters to begin with. I wasn't a traditional over the top. And I even dealt with some arm issues early high school, and then going into probably my middle of sophomore, going into my junior year, kind of figured out a good slot for me. And then went into college, and I was able to get a little look by Kansas. They gave me a chance to get a walk-on spot there, and went in, did all right, kind of got hit up a little bit, and kind of forced me to morph myself a little bit into dropping the arm, dropping the body, everything. And yeah, it just kind of took off from there. You start feeling, it's crazy how you start messing with things. You start feeling a rhythm, start feeling something that feels right. And once you get success with that, dude, so much confidence. That's all it really takes is just thinking and believing in yourself that you like have that. And yeah, it's wild.
Yeah,
Cool.
and tell me that doesn't translate to your Fortnite game.
Oh, dude. It hasn't translated to the building, but as far as the confidence-wise, I'm always going to be rushing.
So something Steve won't tell you is that he had a stellar career at Kansas. I think he broke a few records down there, if I'm not mistaken. Steve, what records did you break down there at Kansas?
I was the closer for almost all my time there. It started like maybe the middle of my freshman year. It was a couple, I think maybe appearance and saves. It's maybe just a couple of different saves records, whether it be during one season, overall, all that stuff. So, a couple things here and there, but overall, it was good. It was awesome. I loved my time at Kansas. So if anybody gets a chance to go there, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be visiting Kansas anytime soon. I'm going to take your word for it, I think. But
dude, they're doing pretty well in the COVID-19 cases right now. They're keeping it pretty low. So
okay, maybe we'll go out there, dude. I'm in Michigan right now, and it's an absolute train wreck. I own a baseball training facility for all you guys out there, along with Steve's brother Ben, actually. And we've gone from like 0 or like 100 to like 1% operating power. We're doing like virtual lessons, and we've got like a couple of those. But other than that, it's been a nightmare. So maybe we reopen in Kansas.
Yeah.
So just want to quickly touch about you moving from Kansas and your transition and everything. I know it was probably a crazy big jump, and like it's got to be like a crazy thing going on right now for you and your transition time. And I guess just talk about like just kind of like the feeling, like obviously you haven't been into ball clubs with anybody and training facilities. I mean, I think everyone's in your private facilities and everything, but I'm sure you're communicating with a lot of your teammates and staff and stuff like that. So I guess just talk about what it's been like in the clubhouse and stuff, like and just with or outside of the clubhouse rather. I know you've been playing a lot of golf. I actually played some golf with your pops in Arizona.
Yeah.
Had the ability to do that, but yeah, just talk about what that's been like. What the shift has been like as opposed to being down in spring training with the big boys.
Dude, it's been kind of a roller coaster day by day.
Yeah.
It started out, we had kind of like, they started bringing out all the different, oh, it could be like the flu, it could be this. I remember we had our meeting that a couple of team doctors came in, told us the guidelines, don't sign stuff for fans at the beginning. And then the next day it was, oh my gosh, everybody go home. we don't know what's going on. So it changed pretty quick. And then, I mean, just so far, most of the guys have kind of settled down, whether they went back home or just a different spot, kind of like I'm in Texas. But it's crazy once you shut down every single gym, a facility like you have, how people just can't like get physically better. So I'm in a good spot. I got lucky. One of my girlfriend's family friends has a home gym, and he's also a catcher. And there's a couple of us there, so we're able to get a good workout and throwing. But yeah, it's pretty wild. If I didn't have that, then I have no idea what I would do.
Well, come up here, I catch for you. I used to catch a little bit.
Dude, yeah,
still got it.
It's just so weird how 1 second a switch gets flipped and everybody's on top of their heads. It's pretty wild. So it's been tough, but yeah, we hear from everybody multiple times a week, just kind of making sure everybody's healthy. We're still doing what we need to do.
Yeah.
Because if season comes back, then like what am I gonna say? Oh, sorry, I've been sucking at Fortnite for like the last like 3 months. So, but yeah, I mean, so you gotta stay ready. But
yeah, 100%. And so you're talking to the pitching coordinator or who?
Yeah. There's I mean, kind of head coordinator and then the different pitching coaches for different levels. So been talked to everybody, and it's been smooth. It's been doing a bunch of the Zoom meetings, all that classic stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been good.
What's good, man? So I want to get into some other stuff here. We did some fan submitted questions here. One of them was in Spanish. I think I can translate it. And it said, let me read it specifically so I don't misquote it. ¿Cómo te ves en 5 años? I think that's where do you want to be in 5 years? Basically, like in your career, I probably have a pretty good guess as to where you hope to be in 5 years, but I'll let you answer on your own accord.
Where do you guys get these answers or these questions from?
So it's our Instagram, Baseball Concept.
Oh yeah.
On Instagram. So we kind of put it out there and we had some submitted. So
nice. Okay. Sorry, I'm still caught up on. I was trying to understand the Spanish part.
Well, we'll talk about one in a minute.
Where I want to be. I mean, obviously, I want to be in the majors. That's the ultimate goal. So, do what I can to get there and just kind of enjoy the ride. They always talk about how you never know when it's going to be your last season or day or any of that kind of deal. So, yeah, just kind of enjoy it, which I kind of took that mindset going into the minors, because when you transition from college to minor, I mean, I'm going to the low minors and rookie ball, and it's such a grind. You're insane. It's like the worst hotels, the worst food. I had Golden Corral takeout, and they're just like slapping on your lap. It's cold. You're just on this bus, dude.
Oh, no, it sounds like prison.
I mean, I'm in the middle of I started out in Kingsport, Tennessee, and so I mean, I'm coming from Kansas, Big 12. I'm playing Texas. Those places are packed. It's awesome. They're taking really good care of us. And I remember I had this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how long I could do this, because it's just such a transition. It's such a shock.
Yeah.
And then as you start moving up, going forward, it's more of a maturity thing too, just enjoying it and realizing what's in front of you. And yeah, it's wild, man. I don't think I could have told you I was going to be here 5 years ago. So yeah, just keep going and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I kind of figured that you might want to be in the Big Shot in 5 years. If not, then
Hopefully I'm not still in
Double
a double A or single A or something like that.
Well, let's hope not, man. Keep doing your thing, and it looks like you're on good track to not be. So, okay, next one is submitted. Might be by a buddy here. He said, "Who's the craziest teammate you've had, and why?" You don't have to name them specifically. Maybe give a couple anecdotes.
No, dude, I gotta. So you think craziest like boom in your face, or crazy kind of weird guy in the corner? You know.
When I think you're crazy, I think weird guy in the corner. Those guys freak me out more than each other in your face.
Yeah, that's a good one. Man, I'll go. I mean, I could go with a few, but I'll go with one just to flex on you guys pretty hard. Play with Rajay Davis, and I was able to room with him by accident. One of my roommate, his girlfriend surprised him or something, or his family, and so he ended up not being my roommate that trip, and I got put in a random room, and so I walk in, it's Rajay. I'm like, "Oh, what's up, man?" Like, super nice guy, super great, super awesome. But at the same time, he's 37 years old. He is established big leaguer. Everybody knows his name. You know what I mean? It's just totally different levels. And he's like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm going to go to bed, just to let you know." And I'm like, "Okay." It's like 7 o'clock. And our game's I think our game was at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, the next day. And I was like, "All right, man. Cool, go for it." Like, what am I going to say? And so I'm just super awkward, like under my blanket, dude, just trying to be quiet because I don't want to wake up Rajay Davis, dude. He's got his he had like earplugs in the sun visor thing, or whatever you call it, the eyelid, whatever. And then the next day we have a game, and then he doesn't do, I guess, particularly well, whatever. He maybe goes 0 for or something. And we're walking back up to the hotel room. He goes, "Hey, Steve, I hope you don't mind, but I need to go work out." And I'm like, "Okay." And it's about 11 o'clock at this point because we get back from the game. And I'm like, "All right, man, like, no problem." He gets back probably around like 1 o'clock. I'm thinking, this guy goes to bed at like 7, goes to bed at 1. Just anything. But he was so into his body. Then he would run with these little rice shakers, and to make sure his body was in rhythm the whole time.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, he would do that during the warm-ups. I'm pretty sure he'd walk around with them. So maybe not like crazy, like weird-ish, but he did some crazy things that he needed to do for his body, whether he had to sleep for 12 hours that day or he needed to get a workout in to relieve himself because mentally he couldn't handle it. Dude,
that's wild. Crazy. So that, I guess, it brings up a pretty cool point. Like, well, number one, it seems like from everything I've heard that he's a really good dude. I mean, everything you said.
Super good dude.
Yeah, super good dude. I mean, in every ball club that has ever had him has only spoken highly of him. Good clubhouse guy.
Yeah.
So, you definitely got lucky with that one. But is there any other like weird kind of things, like nuances in guys that you've seen, like the rice shaker stuff, kind of just around the game that you've seen, that you're like, whoa, dude? That's kind of a crazy ritual. It reminds me of like Pedro Serrano, dude, from whatever it is.
Yeah.
Really?
Nothing to that level.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I've been around the game for 20 plus years. I never heard about anybody running around rice shakers.
Yeah. So nothing to that level. And yeah, on the rice shaker though, he was 37, I think, last year. Dude, he was swiping bags. He was like running into the wall. It was crazy. So I mean, the guy had some secret to it. But I mean, nothing like super crazy. More just the weirdos who think they need to be in the zone an hour before the game, and they're just listening to punk rock or death metal for an hour straight, and you don't want to like bother them.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some guys in the weight room, they really like to do chest or something before they go out there. just to make sure they look good or something like that. But no, nothing so far. If I do though, I'll keep it posted.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
What's your like? So kind of building off that, I guess. What's your kind of pregame look like? Is it different every time, or do you kind of have like something set that like gets you dialed in? And has that kind of been your thing for a long time, or is that kind of morphed into what it is today? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I would say just for the first part, being a reliever, I can't obviously have a routine. You kind of get more established where you're going to go into the game, the higher levels you go up to. So once that happens, because at the beginning I knew I was throwing on my Monday, Tuesday, or my Monday, Wednesday, Saturday or something, right? Like I knew when I was going to be going. And then as you get up to the full seasons and higher up, it's kind of when they need you. So we started, you kind of freaked me out when you were looking that close to it. Sorry. So I would say I would have a routine of I need a snack and a drink to go out to the bullpen with, just so I can keep myself a little distracted and not just sit there and either be a zombie the first 5-6 innings before I go in. So yeah, I'd say just kind of more just keeping it loose. And I said this to a guy earlier, just not being too locked in at the beginning because you'll get exhausted the whole time, like before you go in. So not saying I don't tune in or watch the game, but it's more of a conversation and joking around, having to stay loose and everything the first couple innings with other relievers. And then obviously once the game turns, pitcher starts getting a higher pitch count, guys get on, and you know how you kind of feel your time coming on. So when that happens, then you kind of lock it in, and everyone's been around for a good amount of time once you get to that point. So everyone else kind of picks up on that.
Yeah.
They understand. So yeah, I'd say I always have a certain snack and some kind of drink going out to the bullpen just so that just helps pass the time for me.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the player, but I think you kind of touched on a good point, like just not being – you can't be like if you're going out there, especially if you're showing up 2 hours, 3 hours before the game starts, and sometimes even earlier than that, like you can't be locked in from hour one all the way into like 2.5 hours into the game.
Yeah.
You're coming in 7th, 8th inning in relief.
Yeah.
And be locked in for 5 straight hours of just like completely dialed in.
So exhausting.
Yeah, there's just absolutely no way. So I think it's good, and I think like people really forget, and maybe even more so at a higher level, the higher you go. I played up through college ball, and I know for me, like some guys lost the ability to have fun within the game, just at that level. And for you, who people are getting paid professionally to do what they do, I wonder, I'm sure it continues to go up where the people kind of just lose that. It seems like you like to, what helps you dial in is almost to relax and joke around and stuff and just keep the fun in the game, within the game. And I think people lose that, man. People apply a ton of pressure on themselves. We just did a podcast. We don't have to get too much into it. We did our previous podcast with our mental health coach was all about just kind of the psychology of athletes in general and how much pressure and everything is put on them and stuff. But people lose the whole going out, having fun, and understanding it's a game at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. Well, especially, in college, it was so everyone's together.
Yeah.
And even if I don't even throw or I'm not even part of the game and we lose, so heartbreaking because you know how important every conference game is. Every time you're playing, like I said, like the Texas, TCU, Oklahoma State kind of deal, and you want to win those so bad. And then in the minors, it's just, like I just gave up that run.
Mm-hmm.
Who's coming for me? Who's coming for my spot? Who's doing this?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a different pressure and it's a different mindset. And yeah, like you said, if you don't have fun with it, it's a long season, especially in the minors, man. It's a long season. So, as I said before, I think that's just more of a experience and maturity thing where you realize that and you just don't burn yourself out because, okay, I might have a bad outing, might have 2 bad outings, but if I go on a roll for this month, then it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So it's just realizing that it's not do or die every time.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, young guys out there, don't lose that fun for the game. I mean, obviously, like, channel that super hardcore competitiveness. That's what's going to give you the edge, in the long run, obviously, with athleticism and hard work outside of the game. But, like, understand that, like, wins and losses are not going to kill you. Yeah, we talked about that in our last podcast as well. It's like people emphasize winning. I think emphasizing winning is a really, really, really good thing. Don't get me wrong. And I think trying to be the best version of yourself is a really, really, really good thing. But, like, don't lose sight of the fact where, like, the people around you are going to be what's long lasting, longevity. Like, for me, like, dude, I had a great college career. You had a great college career. For me, I remember very few specific events in games, and I more so remember the fun that we had outside of the game. I remember big conference like wins, if we'd sweep a conference rival or something. I remember that and celebrating that. Those are the sorts of things that I remember with the people that I love the most and that I talk to still. And at the end of the day, you're not going to remember the score of the game. You're not going to remember you went 0 for 4 or 4 for 4 in a certain game. So that's, I think, a big takeaway for people who put a ton of pressure on themselves, and hopefully you'd agree with that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, that's not even to say, dude, every time I do anything, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to.
100%.
I was playing Monopoly. I'm staying at my girlfriend's place with her parents, and I was playing Monopoly, and I'm yelling at my girlfriend from her parents, like, "Come on, like, we need to do this. We have to make this trade." Like, but I mean, it's all in fun, but yeah, the means to win, it's not going to happen, and you're not going to win every time. But it's just more how you handle those losses to where that helps you become the winner. Definitely.
100%. Yeah. So let's lighten it up a little bit. I know we wanted
that was deep.
to touch on that stuff, but great takeaways, I think, as well. But let's get into some more questions here. So we had talked about maybe who potentially you have faced, some cool guys you face, and then who would you like to face in the future?
Cool guys I faced. Klay Thompson has a brother.
Oh, yeah.
I faced his brother. Struck him out. No, but yeah, that's cool. Let's see. I faced Logan Morrison, Brad Miller. Let's see. I mean, there's a man. What are big league guys? Christian Cologne. Remember him in the World Series with the Royals?
Oh yeah.
Him. John Jay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in AAA with the White Sox last year.
Okay.
Let's see. In inter squads, I have faced Tim Tebow. So I mean, knock him or not, everyone knows him still, man. So definitely know him. But yeah, those are kind of just a few.
Yeah, and you shared the clubhouse with Tebow for a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure.
From everything I heard, he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually pretty remarkable how you hear something about somebody and they're exactly what you think. So yeah, super good guy.
Well, that's testament to him, man. Well, that's sweet. So another thing. Oh yeah, who'd you want to face? Following up on that.
Who would I want to face?
Yeah.
Like who would I want to face because it's super cool that I faced him, or who do I think I could get out? Yeah. That's two different.
Well, yeah. So maybe some big guys who you think you'd have a bunch of success with because of certain nuances in your pitches.
Dude, so growing up, I was playing second base, and I really liked Alfonso Soriano. Dude, he's got that super long bat.
I was about to say, dude, it's like a 38-inch, like 90-pound bat. That dude's.
I know he whips it through the zone so quick, but he's got that 9-inch bat, whatever. And I throw just up and in on guys, and I want to say I might be able to get under his swing or just crack a bat, maybe, if it was if he was still playing and stuff. But that might be one of my guys. I think I have a chance just because of how I throw.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, if you had to face a guy, dude, I remember growing up too when the Rangers were going through their powerhouse when they kind of missed out on the World Series, but they were back to back. Michael Young, so cool.
Oh.
Like, I could go for a big name guy, but Michael Young, so cool. Like, I could definitely just hit me no matter what. He was that sneaky guy, dude. They had Hamilton, they had Cruz, those big boys in the lineup.
Right? Wasn't Fielder with him at that time?
I think he might have been there for one of those years. They had him, they had Beltre.
Yeah.
So they had those big name guy, like obviously really good players, but dude, Michael Young was so cool. I just thought he was so cool.
And the sad thing about Michael Young is like he was such a freakishly good player. I think that baseball is going to – not baseball in general, but like just like the general population of baseball fans and stuff are going to forget about guys like Michael Young, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that you said that name, I haven't thought about Michael Young in years, but that dude raped. He was nasty.
Yeah. He was so cool. Yeah, so I think just off of coolness and respect factor, I gotta go with Michael Young.
Well, M. Young swag. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some more here. Okay, so went to one of Cespedes' big dinners on his property out in Florida. Let's talk about that. I know it was a pretty cool story. Hung out with some cool people. So talk about how you kind of got in to be a part of that whole thing. And what was your experience like?
So definitely shouldn't have gone. Like, well, I should have gone. I got invited the proper way, but I shouldn't have been there. I didn't deserve to be. It was like towards the end of spring training last year, so I'd already been sent back down from Major League camp, and I was rooming with Luis Guillorme, who's he's on the 40-man. He started on the opening day last year. Super utility guy. He spends a lot of time up there at the big club. So I was roommates with him, and he gets the invite, and he's saying, "Steve, you got to go." I was like, "No, dude, like that's so embarrassing. I can't go. I got cut. Nobody knows me. I can't go, dude."
And my guess is a lot of Spanish speakers there.
Dude, it was everybody. There were.
Yeah, and my guess is your Spanish speaking is not up to par.
Well, Guillorme, he's bilingual, so that's my key. You know, just stand next to him the whole time. So no, he invited me, and he's like, "No, dude, super cool. Don't worry about it. You're my roommate and everything." So I went with him. Dude, everyone was there, from all the players, the GM, coaches, everybody did. I think they said if it was so you roll up, he owns like, I'm going to throw out a random number. I don't actually know, but I want to say it's around like 1,000 acres or something in Florida. It's something stupid because like you roll up, and he has like his logo and sign like pointing which way to go through the trails. So like we could pull up, super nice house. He's got batting cages. He's big into his horses. The stables are huge, probably has like 30 horses. And then, I think they said if it's all put together, he had a bunch of like carnival games for the kids because there's a bunch of families that came.
Jeez.
I think it was like maybe over $200,000 for him to put on that whole event. There's a big bar, food, endless everything, dude, and it was awesome. Guillorme was always bragging about how him and Cespedes are buddies, so I told him to prove it. He did, and he got us a little tour around his property with him. So that was pretty cool. I got to see everything, man. He has everything's super nice, but just like the workout equipment, the batting cages, everything is just so like top notch. It's pretty wild. So you can definitely see why that guy. I know he's been hurt the last couple of years, which is unfortunate because he's such a great talent. But that guy, he's a rock. He's a beast, dude. Like,
yeah, talk about a guy that can seriously like do it all. That's a freak. I was actually at Angel Stadium. I think Howie Kendrick was running when the ball was hit down the left field line. I was sitting right behind home plate. I think I'm actually in like literally the ESPN footage of Cespedes gunning that dude out from literally the warning track.
Dude, when he kind of missed it on purpose, it seems like.
I don't know if it was on purpose, but dude, that thing came in at 107 miles an hour.
Yeah.
From the left field line and just a seed home.
Dude, I remember Yeah, sorry, keep going.
No, I was just gonna say, dude, like just like a lot of what he does, like reminds me of like kind of like Vladdy. Like it was kind of like crazy being in the same ballpark watching him do that. Vladimir Guerrero is like literally one of my favorite players of all time. Obviously,
Yeah,
growing up in Southern California,
yeah.
for sure.
No, I remember they did the breakdown. Remember I think it's called Sports Science.
Yeah.
They did the breakdown of that throw and the angle, the velocity, the time that he had for the runner, everything that he had to do. And they said the chance of him getting the runner was like point like 4 or so, like point
And the
oh
fact
oh
that
four.
he was literally like running toward the left field wall at the same time too. Like
Yeah,
as he was throwing that, it was stupid.
yeah. Also, just to like keep on that, I remember when he broke in with the A's. I mean, I was way younger too. I mean, we were both young, and I remember his workout video was just him, I think it was like benching a bunch or something, and then his BP, and he was just hitting bombs, and that was it. And the A's were like, "All right, here we go."
Like this dude gets it.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
good
But
times.
if you can hit the ball 450 feet on a consistent basis, I think you got a pretty good shot.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, that's sweet, dude. So keep cruising then. Here's a question. If you could be a pro in any other sport, what would you want to be?
All right. If I had to, dude, going through different seasons, my body these last couple of years, it just hurts at random times where you grew up hearing your parents or somebody say that, and you just said they're old, and I don't want to be at that point yet, but my body just starts hurting. Uh, and I know like golf, obviously you can get hurt, whatever, but it's just very less movement and
Yeah,
strain on your body. Dude, I think golf would be so cool.
yeah,
Just the idea of putting a tiny ball in a hole that far away is pretty legit. And the weird thing about golf is, like if you're playing basketball and you hit like a random shot, like, oh, that was cool. I was so lucky though if I hit like a half court or something.
yeah.
But when you hit that perfect golf shot, you're like, oh, when you turn back, you're like, oh, dude, I got that one. I can do that almost every time. That's just what sucks you back in. Yeah, so if I could do golf, it'd be so sick. And I'm such a beginner at golf, and I'll have those rounds where I'm just swinging it perfectly. I don't know how, and yes, I can go out and do this. And next time, I'm just shanking. So yeah, if you could dominate that sport, so cool.
I've seen you golf, and I think you should probably pick another sport.
Yeah.
But you did get the birdie challenge or the par challenge. I did see that.
The par challenge, dude. Shout out to Tyler Davis, dude. Par challenge.
Shout
I
out to
got
Tyler
it.
Davis.
Yeah, love him.
Yeah, even though you put that one in the woods, but we'll still call it a birdie. That's all right. All right. Next one. When you're on an overnight bus ride to your next city, what is your snack choice when you make a stop in the middle of the night? And I guess, does that translate to the bullpen?
Ooh. No, I can't translate to the bullpen because I got a sweet tooth. So I can't be having a Milky Way or something in the bullpen. Man, okay, if I'm stopping, I'm assuming we had an okay dinner. So you're a little hungry, and you know you're not going to wake up. Because the thing is, you don't have breakfast too often. Or you don't have your meals if you're getting in too late, right? Because I'm just going to sleep in.
Naturally.
So I'm probably going I always try to balance it out and get like something a little healthier and then something just totally obnoxiously bad. So it'll probably be one of those you ever have those one power bars? They're called like the one bar.
Yeah.
And it's got like the 1 gram of sugar. It's supposed to be like good protein a little bit. So I'll probably go.
Yeah, I didn't know the one had anything to do with it. I just literally thought it was like number one power bar. That's why I would eat it.
Well, yeah. Either way you look at it, I'm probably gonna go with one of those. That's probably like my healthier snack, or I'll go with like a trail mix or something. And then, depending on that, I'm probably gonna go with a Funyun or some like cheddar pretzels, just something not good for me. And then I normally follow it up with the seltzer water. So
Classy. See, seltzer water is classy. Like I feel like, that's how I know I could take it just about anywhere.
yeah,
If you're gonna go seltzer water on them,
yeah.
yeah, that's
Because I
classy.
don't want any, especially that late. You don't want anything. I mean, obviously, I try to stay away from soda as much as possible. I don't want just the water. I want something. So yeah, the seltzer water, dude. And yeah, it's just in my mind, it's more balanced, even though it's probably not.
Your
But
pH levels are nice and balanced out, dude. I've been hard on the coconut LaCroix lately, so I think you should get on it.
ooh, see, I'm not a big LaCroix guy.
That's
Not,
a mistake.
yeah, it's tough. I know it's gonna hurt me, but yeah, it's tough. I also have only tried probably like 2 of them, and I just have said no.
So hibiscus number 1, coconut number 2, and it's absolutely non-negotiable.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll try that. I can do that.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, let's get you out of here, man. We've been in here for a while. I want to leave everybody with some closing stuff. Just talk to maybe the younger guys that are watching, just about your climb through just all the way from being young all the way up to where you are now. Maybe some stuff has stuck out to you, just as like things that have really helped you long term. Maybe it's a mentality thing. Maybe it's a process thing. Maybe it's something. I mean, what's the secret sauce to get to where you are now? If you can pass anything down here.
Yeah. Man, I was super lucky having an older brother to where I always had to kind of elevate, and I wanted to always beat him. I wanted to beat his friends. I wanted to kind of be in that older group already. So I think that definitely helped me, but also taking criticism the right way. And it took me a while to get there because whether it be my brother or coach or somebody, like, dude, you're not doing this right. You need to do this, you need to do that. And I mean, your first instinct is just get upset, be like, no, I can do this, I can do whatever. But you start to learn, especially when you start getting into actual competition, if someone's telling you to do something, that might not be the answer or like the right thing. But if they're saying, hey, this isn't right, you should look into that and actually be okay trying to change something. Maybe not do exactly what they say, but it's just being able to be coachable. That's definitely the biggest part, because it took me a while to do that. And then once I was like, okay, I need help. And it's okay. I mean, your coaches are there. You're in that business too. Like, coaches are there. If you see something and you realize like coaches do want to help you. They're not just there to kill time, do this. Because again, a coach has been in our shoes. They're like, if they could go back, they would probably change this. So just being willing to be coachable and listen to kind of instructions. That's kind of my only thing, because that helped me the most.
Yeah, and that's really good stuff. I mean, it's night and day different. Like, I'll take a kid that's, middle of the road to slightly above average athleticism, and super eager to learn and listen and make adjustments. And I'll take that kid all day over the kid that's, maybe a little bit more athletic, maybe a little stronger, stuff like that, and completely unwilling to make any adjustments. The kids that have less athleticism and are willing to make adjustments go so much farther. I mean, you talked about just the fact that, like, oh yeah, you were, more or less a stock righty, and you're like, this is okay. I mean, I'm getting the ball over the plate and stuff, but I'm not dominating. I'm not getting people out. I'm not, commanding this thing. And what'd you do? You adjusted and you tried something different, and you're able to find some success and then confidence through that success. And I'll take that kid all day long over somebody that's going to be, for you, what do you sit, like 89-ish, right? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, we normally sit about upper 80s. We'll
yeah.
sit around there. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sitting upper 80s, and I'll take that. Somebody with somebody who's willing to make adjustments, has multiple pitches, like really is trying to make a ton of different, make people miss and stuff like that. Other than somebody's going to try to overpower somebody with somebody at 93, 94. all day long. I mean, all day long. So, well, that's awesome, man. Can't thank you enough. I think we should do this again. We had talked loosely about doing it via like Fortnite stream or something. We both play a ton of Fortnite.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Ton of Call of Duty. I think it would be epic. So,
I gotta get on the Call of Duty train. I've been telling my brother that I would do it, and I've been grinding a lot of the 2K My Player. But yeah, it's time for me to stop and hop on some COD. We'll get it going.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, it's free 99, so you have absolutely no excuse to pop on. So let's get it popping, man. We'll get a little stream going, and we'll continue the dialogue. But hopefully, we're bopping some fools.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, brother. Great stuff.
Talk to you soon.
See you, buddy.